I had a pleasure of working with Fernando in 2007 when he was a speaker at a raw food potluck in Mesa, the Nun Dusters, I believe. And I was so amazed by how somebody, as a mentor, could be living this way and just really thinking nothing of it, because it becomes a habit. So it's really important to find your own rhythm, find your own habit. Is it eating some salad every day? Is it exercising every day? Is it doing yoga every day? But find something consistent and sustainable. It's one thing to be raw for a year, but it's another thing to be raw for 100 years or high raw. So that's why I really, found a joy to mentor, to find a mentor in the lost art of mentoring, I consider it, for someone who's been this healthy sustainably for a long time. And as I was saying, that there's more showmans than shamans out there. And it's important to find whoever it is your teachers are, who've been there and done that, and who could be living examples for yourself to follow. So raw food is one key and one tool. And I've had the pleasure of working with Fernando for several years. And over the course of time, we've had a chance to be interviewed by different radio stations and different programs. In fact, Fox 5 News had picked him up. And many of you have seen him on the Facebook, on the internet, how he's gone viral. And that's really exciting because it's really enhanced people's awareness about what really is possible. And we're not victims of our DNA. We're not victims of our belief systems. We're total masters of our environment and our body. And no matter what your health experience is, if you've always been healthy or if you need to rejuvenate, it's really possible. And I found raw to be an amazing tool for that. I wanted to read something from John Diatri. John Diatri runs a cooking show with Fox, actually she's KFYI, and she wrote Big Daddy Knows Nutrition. Arizona resident and author Bernardo Lapayo is 108 years old. That's all the information I need to be completely engaged. The respectful thing to me ask him would be, Mr. Lapayo, what have you seen in your lifetime? After all, Lapayo was born before the Wright brothers were granted a patent for their flying machine. The first radio program was broadcast. In fact, I was driving up with Fernando, and he was telling me that he lived at a time when the horse and buggy was on Wall Street. And I had worked on Wall Street for a very brief time in 1995, and it's so amazing to think that just 90 years before that, there were horses and buggies traversing the same street with cobblestones, that now there's taxis and computers. So just imagine the quality of life that's possible for you to take care of your health at whatever age you choose to and want to be. And it really, for me, isn't about, have to live to 100. Just live in the moment and breathe in the moment and live as happy and healthy as you possibly can be. So, and also be at choice. Live consciously and choose. Choose how you want to live. Do you want to age? Do you not want to? It's really as simple as a belief system that it starts with. It's part of a whole integrated package. Now, Fernando and I also created a website called thenaturalantiagingsecret.com. So if any of you I'd encourage to come visit, we'll be doing events and tours there, updates on any articles or publicity we've had recently. So we'd really be excited to share that with you.
Can you repeat that website again?
Yes, thenaturalantiagingsecret.com. thenaturalantiagingsecret.com. And here's what's interesting is that the consciousness is seeking this out. I was doing marketing research on Google and AdWords, and so integrating the raw spirit with the modern technology, so taking the best of all the worlds. And the market really is hungry. I typed in DNA rejuvenation, and out came searches for natural anti-aging. Thousands of searches per month. So this is a theme for years to come. And this really is about reversing the aging process, turning back time, as Cher would say in her lovely song. So, you have an opportunity to have the best research today with developments in science, developments in medicine, along with the developments in the community with ancient channelings, with consciousness. We're talking about 2012 and the amazing shifts happening. So some of these tools that we have can help us evolve into whatever this mythology talks about with 2012, the birth of a new world, the end of an old world. chance to evolve your body, the DNA. I call it chance to evolve into the fifth dimension, make this journey a lot easier. And the frequencies in this planet are helping us evolve into this next dimension. You know, we're reaching a mass level that this raw spirit is an amazing part of. So I'm really grateful to Happy for bringing us here, making us this cohesive unit, this cohesive group that we can work together and celebrate together. So if any of you run into Happy and see her, I wanted you to give her a big thank you for helping to make this possible. It's really, you know, hard to imagine all the work and effort that comes into bringing us together at this. You know, all the work behind the scenes, yes. And I had the pleasure of, and privilege of being invited to become one of the board of directors for the Raw Spirit Festival, and I really had a chance to appreciate all the work and effort that went into that. Absolutely, all the work and effort that went into that. Now, some of the other things I've been experimenting and working with recently are monoatomic gold. Have any of you worked or heard of monoatomic gold? Now, this is a very interesting process, and it's a very interesting tool. We all know that our food supply has been challenged, it's been tampered with. Food Inc., what a shocking movie. And who of us have seen Food Inc. recently? You know, I had a chance to see it with some dear friends. I brought Fernando with me too. I had a chance to see it with Emma. And this was it's a shocking movie about the way our food supply is being so seriously corporatized, processed, challenged. So this is why it's such a beautiful experience to be in this pristine setting. And I found that my journey is really about going to the source, going to the most pristine source possible of education, of nutrition, of awareness. And Fernando for me was an example of this natural progression of falling away from the synthesized, from the corporatized, into the most natural, pristine experience of living and eating. Now, monoatomic gold is a way where gold is somehow processed, where it's suspended in a monoatomic format that it gets absorbed easily into the brain. And there's one good company that I've worked with recently to take it with. It's called Umbaya Gold. They're actually here, and we also feature them on the website, The Natural Anti-Aging Secret. And one of the ways I've experienced it, I take 5 to 8 drops under my tongue, and it's like I'm uploaded into the mothership or something. I have this link to the universal mind, and it's so much stronger and more clear and more direct than I've ever experienced it, and it's more of a permanent experience. I've also found it making my thinkings clearer. My mental capacities seem to have expanded a little bit. So this is something I'd recommend for you to test, because these are some of the raw minerals, the raw materials that aren't that easily available in our traditional food supplies. And we're having unique opportunities to get them and being able to upgrade ourselves. There's also talk about DNA being responsive to this gold, that it helps unfold and unravel our DNA. And it was interesting because after I came back from Hawaii once, a few years ago, my naturopath had seen me, Dr. Durine, and she's gifted. She is a gifted seer and a gifted herbalist. Some of you may have heard of her. She's based out of Scottsdale, I should say. And she looked at me and she said, I don't know how to explain this, but most of my patients have double strands of DNA, but I look at you, you have 12 strands. I said, well, I don't know what to make of that. But she said, whatever that is, I want me a piece of that. So she had begun studying this shamanic path as well to see what it can do for her DNA. So it's really not about what's going on with your DNA, but the DNA for me is just a metaphor for allow your awareness to expand in whatever tools you have. Soon I'll have my dear soul sister Z come up and speak and share her adventures and her journey and how she rejuvenated herself. And I just wanted you to hear a complimentary story about how you can really heal your body in miraculous ways. Again, the surgeons had told me 90% chance, seizure, death, coma, paralysis. I had to sign off on this, and later on I'm saying, what on earth did I sign off to? Why didn't I just, you know, just be done with it already? But if it weren't for the strength I had and the support, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I've heard story after amazing story happening in the raw community. But for me, it's about integrative medicine and not to be at war with the allopathic system, because it did save my life as well. It was actually the best of both. I also used another machine I had two of them working overtime during this brain procedure, the QXCI. And somehow this machine amazingly scans your body, your energy field, and administers the remedies it needs at a distance. And it was invented in Russia. And I had two machines working overtime. And the healers there were also commenting how the machine was showing real time what was going on. The machine could actually register that I was going through a surgical experience. So I think we have the opportunity to, in this day and age, have the best of the ancient technologies, the yogas, the chanting, the Sanskrit, the kirtan, the acupuncture. We have all these integrative tools, ancient tools. We have herbalism. And then we have the allopathic medicine. We have these tools if we need it. And we have these high-tech tools, biophoton analyzers, machines, energy machines, energy devices, things you can wear around your neck to help protect your energy field. And strangely enough, in this day and age, we need that too. I don't want to use a cell phone without some sort of protection around it. I want to be on the phone without trying to be zapped microwave-wise. So it's important we continually study and learn the latest advances. And even Bernardo, I see that, who's here right now with us, he continually studies. In fact, he's learning more about water and changing his water habits and improving them and finding that the latest water that he's drinking, it helped you with, you had some knuckles hurting, I think. You drank this water for 2 weeks and felt completely better, completely different. So that's something to keep in mind as well, to continually upgrade your learning. And even here, this year, I see new technologies being offered, latest developments, latest ways of extracting plant medicines from what we have. So really take the best of all the worlds and find what suits you. And beyond that, beyond all the tools, it's really about how you're relating to yourself and what awareness you're bringing into what you're doing as you're doing it. So you can be in the city, you can be in the country, you can be here or at work and still have that same universal joy that is really what the raw spirit is about. It's really about that kind of energy to carry into your life. So I wanted to thank again all of you for being here. Please come and visit our website, thenaturalantiagingsecret.com. Also, Bernardo and I will be at the MVP booth in the far, how would I even describe it, the far left corner. And Katrine will be there as well. And this is next, and this features Bernardo's Superfood. It also features the book that Bernardo's written. It also has featured this DVD CD set that we put together. And let's see if we have one here. This is a DVD set that came from 2 radio interviews, 3 hours, and also shows how to make these amazing superfood formulations, some beautiful fruit salad that we had recorded. And it's an amazing experience to see him live and to take that home with you. The other thing we're looking at is bringing some new products onto the market. Bernardo has some formulations that he's worked on literally from over 100 years of life experience. And these formulations he'd like to bring on the market and have anyone who's interested in collaborating. If you have resources for manufacturing, for distribution, for helping us get onto the market you'd like to become a part of, please come and see us after.
सुर में छुपा रूप है तेरा सुर में छुपा